Okay, we are talking about how to render or illustrate a mug from the angle that you see it to create your own drawing accurately. A lot of times I see students draw the top part of a mug as if it's a full circle, and then they draw the sides as if they're looking at it from straight on, and then they draw it straight across as if it's flat and has no curvature. This shows two different views at the same time, which is called cubism. It is a style of art, but not what we're looking for. We are trying to draw from observation, so we are trying to understand how much of the top you see, which all depends on the angle that you're looking at the mug. So if it's closer to you, you see more of the top. If it's farther away, you're going to see more of an ellipse. So when we are doing this, we want to hold our pencil further back so that we're not creating these scrunched up little lines, and we're going to get part of the gesture of what that ellipse looks like. So you can draw light, you can do it in pen or pencil, just practicing getting the idea of how much of the mug that you see from wherever it is. Then vertical lines. I'm gonna have to just draw it like this. Vertical lines showing the outer edge. If you're more comfortable with using a ruler, make sure that you are creating these parallel so there's not a lean to it. Then compare how wide your mug is with how tall your mug is. Whether you hold it up or you just get an eye comparison of that proportion, and compare that with what you've drawn for the top part of your ellipse. And if mine is a little bit longer than what it is wide, then my base would be here. So then from the bottom, I'm bringing this vertical line down, and whatever type of line you have for the top part of your ellipse, whatever type of curve that is, you are trying to emulate or copy that at the bottom. So those two lines should be parallel. Because the mug has depth to it, you see a top part of the lip as well. So create a thin line going around to show that's the inner part of the lip. The handle does not typically touch up toward the lip. It usually starts a little bit lower, and that makes it easier for you to flip it upside down and dry it. So let's put in an idea of where the top part of this handle would come, where the bottom part of this handle will come. Then let's compare the negative space. So let's look at how wide this comes out and relate that to the opening. So from the outermost edge of the mug to the outermost part of the handle is no more than what half of our opening is. So we could take that and just get an idea, an estimate of where that would be. And you can start with a rectangle if that makes it easier for you to understand those lines. Then we see a side of the handle that's facing us, and we have all this negative space that we're trying to translate to. So this represents the part of the mug that I see facing me, or the handle that's facing me. I see part of the top, so this line represents what's farthest away from me. It's higher in the picture plane, it's farther away. This line here represents what's closest to me, and then I have the side of the handle that's facing me too. So I'm going to create a curved line there, just getting the idea of this, and I can go back in and clean up anything later. Then as I see it coming down, I notice at the very bottom part of this is a part of the handle, and I'm getting some of this off, but that's the part of the handle that's facing me still. And I see the top part of the inside of the handle. So I'm going to bring this in and extend it up. This is where it has some overlapping. And then going up toward the top, I see the top part and a little bit of the side of this. So I'll bring this in. And this is just getting an idea. I can go in and erase and change things as I need. But this would have some shading on this top part. This has some shading up here, and it's all relative to wherever the light source is. And then whenever I'm creating the shadow on the inside, it's darker as it's closer to the top part of this lip that's closest to you, and then it fades out as it gets higher up. So that's the basic start of the mug, and then you can add in the value and the shading with hatching, cross hatching, whatever you see, but mainly get an idea of the width of the top, the height, how much negative space is in the handle, and how to create that illusion of depth. So that's your foreshortening.